hear our voices. This is the last time we spoke. I am Steph.
I go by the name of King Hafiz.
And this young Joe.
Joe, baby.
Oh, shit. All right. Y'all niggas finna wake me up like a motherfucker. And this is the last time.
We got to.
And this is the last time we spoke. And y'all want to just jump right into it, or because I think
I don't even know what we talking about, bro. We kind of.
I guess I don't know. Shit, that whole feminist debate.
Hold on.
Well, yeah, we can talk about
at the same time. We need to discuss we ain't got to have no debate about it. We got to discuss the album.
I know you said last week you wanted to touch on Jay Prince's stance on that Drake and Pusha T shit.
That shit fell. It fell off. That fell off like that. It's literally not literally, but it's a dead issue. Ain't no point in talking about it if they ain't talking about it.
Okay. So the Nasir album, fully produced by dude's favorite artist, Kanye West, came out. No, I won't stop it, sir. It's your favorite artist from your favorite city.
You said I won't stop it, sir. I refuse to stop this.
When did it officially drop? Because I know I heard it.
It came out Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Well, it dropped Saturday with following Pusha T's album, Kanye West. The Kanye West Kid Cudi followed the same theme of 7 songs. And for those that have heard it, or for those who haven't heard it, give our little brief review. I don't know if one of y'all want to start off first, or we'll say do it for last. Definitely. Because dude was going to wrap all this shit up in a nice little bow.
Yeah. I mean, it's a solid album, man. But at the same time, just like y'all was talking about the other week, like, is this really an album? Is this what constitutes an album? You know what I'm saying? Is it, like, the brevity is what got me on the fence. Like, if people are going to start moving towards this, I want to see shit dropping more frequently. Like, you can't give people a 7-track album less than 30 minutes and expect that to hold them over for years, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. But at the same time, he's a man, and if it's a woman doing it, it's a woman, whatever the case may be. Like, you can't demand a motherfucker do something, but, like, don't shortchange the fans. Oh, no, I think it was underwhelming, not because it was an underwhelming album, because you got Nas's lyricism and storytelling, and you got Kanye West back to, like y'all said, the boom bap. And it didn't, maybe my expectation was just too high, you know what I'm saying? It's not a fault, it is faults with the album. It's not a flawed album, per se, but it's not what I thought it was going to be.
My take on it was, it's not even more so about the album, it's more so about the short density of these string of albums that are coming out of good music. My whole thing, I think one of y'all, might have been Joe who touched upon that, as far as if you're gonna drop 7 songs, they can't, like, not one of them be bullshit, and it has to be has great continuity to it as well. Do I feel like Nasir had that shit? Absolutely. I feel like coming off of, I guess, the last, juggernaut hip-hop artists that put out an album. 444, now this. I mean, shit, depending on who you talk to, the whole Kanye West, but I haven't listened to it.
You gotta get that man his due. I ain't a fan, but you gotta give him his due.
Yeah, no doubt. But I'm not. Depending on, like I said, depending on who you talk to.
Who was that? Who was that? Who you talking about? I never heard of it.
Kanye.
Dang it. Your favorite artist from your favorite city, so don't stop playing. Anyway, continuing on. I think it was pertinent to, life situation and what's going on. Like, I don't think Nas ever really missed the mark on that. Like, just the whole point of him hitting on that Starbucks situation. It was like, and I know the high speed technology age we in, where it's like, you can go to the studio and talk about some shit and put it out the same night, but that was refreshing not to just hear it, and even though it was kind of framed in a general sense of an example, but to hear it so soon, I haven't heard. I'm probably not the best one to really even say that as far as hip hop wise, but as far as the hip hop I've heard that's recent, I haven't really heard anybody else speak on it, but I know it's still somewhat when I can't even say in its infancy stage, but still none the fucking less. I thought it was a great body of work. If there was a knack that I would have on it, and that's just the old school album listening person that I am, I think it should have been longer. I think if anything, it might be, as far as in the modern day age, possibly his most definitive piece of work, in my humble opinion. But yeah, and I think Kanye actually did his thing on the beats. Favorite song off there is probably Everything. Which reminds me. I think it's called Everything. The one with Dream.
Kanye, yeah, doing the hook.
Kanye and Dream. Sure. And my whole thing on there, as far as with that particular song in general, we all don't watch the Grammys, don't give a fuck about the Grammys. But when I first heard that song all the way through, the first thing I thought about was, if this song is not performed on the next Grammys, there's something obviously wrong, beyond what's obviously wrong with the Grammys now, but there's something abundantly wrong if that song is not performed on the Grammys this coming year. That's all I got.
Yeah, you gotta think, like, whatever his motivations for doing it was, like, Kanye can't go and do what he did and expect, like, a liberal ass audience to welcome him, no matter who he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that factor alone can exclude that from being performed.
No,
my opinion.
I know. I get what you're saying. I'm just talking about just the song itself, minus all the politics and all of that other shit.
Yeah. That's what Hollywood and the music industry is about, is politics. That's my point.
That's very true. I'm just saying, like,
which is why we don't watch the Grammys.
Yeah, exactly.
Very true. But, yeah.
Let me speak on the album. I think it's a dope ass album, obviously, but we all agree that, like I told y'all in the group text, you have an incomplete feeling when it's over. It's like, damn, is that it? You know what I'm saying? It's not that it wasn't good. Like, if it was a great prepared meal, it was like a 10 out of 10 as far as the meal. You can't really, but it was such a small portion that you're still hungry. You know what I mean? I can't really give the whole experience a 10. I can't give it a perfect rating. You know what I'm saying? So,
like that, speaking on that shit, like, literally, like, when it stops, it's like, what? Like,
yeah, I know.
At the end of simple things, I was like, that's not how you end a song. That's not how you end a song, nigga.
So let me ask you this, Dylan, before you continue on. Has there ever been, I don't know, as far as length-wise or whatever, what you consider a great album, and it didn't leave you wanting more? Because I have a few great albums where it's like, damn, this shit should have been longer.
Yeah.
And it was already, like, common length.
No. I don't think Aquemini should have been longer. You know what I'm saying? But I think leaving you wanting more and not having enough are kind of, you know, a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like, this one is like, damn it, it wasn't enough. It was great. It wasn't enough, though. And like, so dope that you want more. You want to hear more. You can't wait for the next album to come out. Or the next chapter to this comes out, that's different to me. But my favorite song is Bonjour because it's on some player shit, and I do think Kanye. I said his name. I think he did a phenomenal job on the production. But
favorite artist from your favorite city.
I like the idea of doing albums in real time. Pusha T's album was done in real time, which is why, you know what I mean? Like, streaming service was messed up as far as live streaming his stuff, and all the albums came a little late. Nas came later than theirs. Theirs didn't stop at midnight either. You know what I'm saying? But for Nas to be such a writer and an artist, I can hear where certain things were rushed. Incomplete, like how Joe said that last song ends, like this can't be the end of it, or how you end the song. You know what I'm saying? But that's because everything was done in real time. The reason why it was so late is because they was mixing it. So they didn't present it to Tidal, to Apple Music and Spotify and all the streaming services. So that's a dope idea. Yeah. It's a dope idea.
No, go ahead, I'm sorry.
But for Nas to be such a writer, you would think he needed a little more time, and then a couple more songs to put a real bow on it. So I can't give it a 10. I can't give it an 8 because he touched on a lot of things, and I know people was expecting him to touch on the police situation. And if you really listen, he throws a shot.
No.
He don't throw a shot at it like subliminally.
No, I mean like I wasn't expecting that. Now, I know I ain't people, but like I ain't expecting him to talk about that shit.
A whole song about her or something like that, that's what they was wanting. But if you listen to what he was saying, he addressed the situation. If you listening to what he was saying, he addressed the situation on several songs. Basically by saying, I ain't stupid, that low. You know what I'm saying? You know, we can see the same thing, and we can go through see the same thing and have two different outcomes, basically. They can say he ain't seen it. It didn't go down that way, but that's the way you want to believe it. That's the way you saw it. He can't do nothing but respect. He's not reacting off emotions, which is what he wants to do as a man. You know what I'm saying? So I can dig that. I know everybody takes her side in this whole feminist movement. It's like a concentrated effort to hate men going on. I don't understand that. But I'm not saying if he's guilty, I'm not saying what he did was right. I'm just saying it's like we're in search of the perfect human being nowadays. A man can't be a man. And I'm not saying being a woman, I'm talking about a man. You can't holler at a woman with this whole, what is it, Me Too? Is that the movement?
Yeah.
You can't holler at her shit, you can't flirt with her. You can't be sexually suggestive. If you sexually suggest it to her and she, you know what I'm saying, responds in a way where she, you know, she ain't with it, then okay, and you leave it alone, that's one thing, but damn, you can't even say nothing to a woman. You can't say how beautiful she is. You can't say a chick can have on next to nothing, and you can't be like, damn, you had to ask this fat. You just gonna walk around in her panties. You can't be like, damn, that ass. Ah, shit.
Good fool.
I'm just saying.
You said, damn, that ass. It's not what you said, it's the way you said it.
You can't be a man, and I don't understand that. And I know it's a whole feminist movement who's slaughtering Nas right now. And so if he would have addressed it a little more, maybe not specifically, but just in general, like what I just talked about, that would have been dope. But I think the album needed a couple more songs to really put a bow on it. But this whole feminist song thing he stuck with, and it was done in real time, and he's a writer, doing it in real time. You can hear it in his flow. Well, what he was saying was tight. Like he didn't master it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wasn't.
That was one of my big issues.
Yeah, that was definitely apparent.
Like he didn't match the energy. Like it.
Because
it was like the practice
like
run. Exactly. I was like, nah. Like that's what.
He wrote the shit right there.
Yeah. Kanye came with it. I still ain't feeling that cop shot fucking beat. That's annoying as fuck to me. Ain't a lot. Slick Rick fan for life. But that beat ain't it.
He could have took a couple measures off on that damn sample.
Like I said, the shit was done in real time, and I agree with both of y'all. That's my least favorite song on there, but from what I'm hearing, that's like everybody's favorite song. So I'm like, okay, I guess, but it's my least favorite song on there. But I don't skip it. I listen to it. it is annoying at times. But yeah, you can tell he didn't master none of his flows. He wasn't reciting these, you know what I'm saying, flow. He did it right there and punched it and went in it and did his verse. And it's evident. But it's still a dope ass album. But you get an incomplete feeling. So 7.5, 8, 7 to 8. I can't see how you can get more than that. If people don't like it, that's fine. If you're a hip hop head, I know you like it, at least, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. I think you already touched on it, but how many more songs was needed in your estimation? Or not necessarily needed, but how many songs would you have wanted to hear?
Just 2 or 3 more songs, but really, not just that, but like what Joe said, like, complete the songs. Like, you don't finish, I know it was rushed, man. You can tell it was rushed. For a Rush album, it's dope as fuck. I can say that. Because the last album that was rushed was Nostradamus, and we ain't got to go there. You know what I'm saying? But, like, he ended
the last words of the hanging slave. How can I forget this? Don't ever disrespect Nostradamus.
No. He had Jews on there. That's on every album, but shit, I don't replay none of that shit.
I'm bullshitting. Go ahead.
I don't know. The songs were not. They were just incomplete. Like, it's the what's the one song? Simple Things in Life and shit.
Yeah,
I like that song. Like one first, like you can tell it was done right there. Like, and he couldn't think of a hook or some shit. He just kept saying Simple Things in Life. But
yeah, that's why I was like, no, on some G shit. Nas is a hook too. His little singing voice ain't there, man. I know I can't sing, but I ain't gonna be singing no hook song rapping time like that.
But
like I'm halfway serious.
Hey man, I think Bonjour and Everything, those must have been like the first couple songs done or something. Like,
or he was really feeling it. Or he was really feeling it. Like
yeah, those are well thought out. Like those were better put together. I mean, even his flow on there, on some of them you can still tell he did it right there. But the shit blends in good together.
Yeah.
But some of the shit
was in the pocket.
Like, what he's saying was dope as hell. The beat was dope as hell, but I can tell. It's just like you wrote this verse 5 minutes ago. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. But it's like you continuously saying that is bringing something to my mind. I forget the name of that shit. Steph, I think you don't. I ain't trying to be funny. I think you're the only one who heard it. Kanye's last album. What was the name of that motherfucker?
I didn't hear that album.
I did.
Pablo.
Yeah. Didn't he? Wasn't that like basically in real time? Like the problem with that was like he kept trying to fix it.
Yeah. And he changed the title and shit. It was wavy or something.
So that's probably where Kanye's at as a creator. I'll give him that.
And
you know what I'm saying? So I can see that. I can see that being very valid.
To expand on what you were saying, Joe, I actually read an article about his album, and I guess his album also came out late, and apparently he scratched his 7 songs and came up with some new ones. And from what I've been told from other motherfuckers that heard it, was like it sounded rushed. It didn't sound like a full, complete project. I heard the same thing about Cudi and Kanye as well. So this is just like just a burst of fucking creativity where it's like, to me anyway, it's like, okay, I got to get this shit out. Fuck it, how it, you know what I'm saying, sounds, well, not necessarily how it sounds, but the structure of it all. Because the only album I haven't heard where it was like, okay, scratched and all of this other shit was Pusha shit. And then
it's done in real time too.
And then when you come with him releasing dates, I think that also played a part in that shit as well. Because I think in that same article when he first originally said that, pretty much the list of albums that was going to be coming out this month, they were still clearly working on them. And like, other than Pusha, didn't really have a full-fledged, like, okay, we're going in this direction, or we're going in that direction. So,
Pusha
I'm
album,
pretty sure all of it.
Pusha's album had a different title, different artwork, different everything. and he did different songs. I just listened to his Drink Champ interview.
Oh, so he did do different songs? Okay.
Same thing. They all did the same. They did right there. Like that week sound like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you up this week? Let's do an album. And I think Kanye's on to something, not the whole 7-song shit. I think that's silly, but he can explain that. I don't know about that, but he's on to like doing something in real time. But I think he needs a little more time. Like doing, okay, let's sit down and make this album this week. Okay, then maybe the next week, okay, let's take this in, edit this, do that, add this, okay, and then put it out that following week. So like an album in 2 weeks or 2.5, 3 weeks is one thing. I mean, it's probably better than just a week you do a whole album. Especially for an artist like Nas. I mean, Pusha T, I mean, we already know what we're going to get when he come with it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be bars, but the flow ain't changing up that much. It's gonna be a lot of same references of street shit, and that's cool. I ain't dissing. I'm just saying. But
only more so more dope than me was Eazy-E.
Yeah,
pretty much in a nutshell.
A more thought-provoking artist, it just takes a little more time. Nas and Kanye.
You know what? Yeah. You know what? This brings me to another realization. So what it sounds like is to throw a call back out there to earlier episodes is they didn't give God a chance to enter the room.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Okay. I can't tell you what goes through Kanye West, man. So yeah. I agree.
No, just the whole simple point of it being rushed, and you know what I'm saying, like, and because again, I feel like even though he has this thing where there's no structure, there is structure. So and with everything, with his antics and tirades and whatever the fuck shit that be going through his mind that comes out of his mouth, then to come back and say, hey, I'm dropping all of these albums in 1 month, 7 songs, blah, blah, blah. And with all three of us being creatives, I think we can not necessarily sympathize, but get it to the point where it's like, okay, you get into this neurotic state when you create it, and then when you lose it, then you forcing it. Not saying that the Nas and Pusha T shit was extremely forced, but what I'm hearing from his album and that Cudi and Kanye shit, rushed. That's pretty much what I keep hearing. And I got a question.
Oh, let me touch. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
I was just going to touch on one thing before you got off of that because it brought me to the, like this man says he sees or hears music in colors. I think that plays a big factor into how he creates. And that's all I have to say.
Now, I heard a comparison from Kid Cudi as far as with the new generation. He's this generation's Andre 3000.
That's quite possible. That they love him. They do.
Now, and the question that I had, I don't know if either one of y'all had really took a deep dive into his catalog. Pretty much the only album I think I've ever really heard from him was his first one, and I wasn't really impressed since the fact that I had to listen to another Kid Cudi album ever again. But do you think the comparisons? I probably would have to go towards you, Joe.
No, it's apt. It's apt. It's apt in the sense that, let's make no mistake about it. I don't want words to be taken out of context. My words or anybody else who go talk about this. He ain't 3 Stacks, but he is that dude for these guys or these ladies and gents who made them feel like it's okay to do certain shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't look at him as a rapper. In fact, I think he's released albums that ain't rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's part of it. He does what he feels like. He's an emotionally vulnerable person when that shit ain't cool. When that shit wasn't cool, he was emotionally vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? as much as we talk about what manhood is, I think he shows a different side of manhood. Like, it might not be our idea of manhood, but for somebody out there, it is that.
Mm.
And yeah, I wouldn't say the skills is there, but I damn sure say, like, just like you said, it surprised me just as much as anybody. Like, when I'm listening to people and they shouting, like I said, what's this cat's name, the young guy, Kyle. I listen to his shit. It's just a positive ass album. And like the first song, he referenced Cudi. He's like, listen to Kid Cudi, punching walls, fucking up my hands and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So they feel him. That's a dude. Along with, if he's a Stax, Drake is a Jay, and Cole and Kendrick is a Nas combined, I guess. I don't know. But they fuck with the dude.
Mm-hmm. Kid Cudi, that boy Diamond Hands Diaz, that's his guy. He always try to put me on to him. I just wasn't feeling it. But like you just made better sense of it than I could. That's their guy. So I respect it. Respect that he's vulnerable. You know what I mean? Wears emotions on his sleeves and not afraid to be himself, most importantly. I like that. But I just use it. But I understand it has
it ain't everybody's cup of tea. Yeah.
Right. Because I think the only song that I heard by him, which was on the first album, it was a mid-tempo, almost probably a slower song with Chip the Ripper.
Oh, yeah. Damn, I'm trying to think. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Get Higher or some shit. Get Higher. That shit. And
yeah.
Yeah, and I think
I remember the title, the actual name of the song.
My younger cousin put me on that shit. It's like, okay, this is hard. I fucks with this. But the rest of this shit, like that Day and Night and all of that shit, is like, yeah, I'm cool on
all that thing.
Yeah, I already heard.
Yeah, it's straight up called Higher. So.
Yeah. And what year? I know you if you got that
09.
09. Okay, I was about to say that. Yeah, I was about to say I was just doing the service, damn. But yeah, that kind of took me by surprise. I mean, I guess like you said, Joe, like Dula said, I should say, you pretty much gave me a different look on it as far as with him. Moving forward, I guess I should go ahead and reveal this random / surprise topic. So before I get into it, I'll add some context. As I told y'all in the group text, I was doing some things over the weekend.
Doing some things. Some grown-up things.
I was doing some grown-up things, you know what I'm saying, pretty dirty things, all kind of things. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I started listening to The Dog Pound. And for some reason, I just got to thinking, it was like, that this comes from me living in L.A. Before I lived in L.A. and hearing the conversations about The Dog Pound. And took me down a rabbit hole of them being possibly, not the whole eccentric deal and all of that, but being somewhat comparable to the early stages Wildcats. And before Dula fucking go off on the tangent, let me explain.
I'm hanging up your tongue.
You should have seen the face of the thing. Boy.
That's why I said that. Let me explain.
That fish sandwich something, too.
I clearly said early days. I'm talking about Southern Playalistic and the dog and dog food. Now,
I can. Okay.
That's why I was trying to preface this correctly. I ain't want to go, nigga, no, not equivalent, not outcast compared to dog pound. I'm not saying that at all. Like I said, when I was living in LA, I heard people say, you know what I'm saying, Daz was that guy, blah, blah, blah. Not only do he make beats and all of this, but he gets off on the microphone. Never really heard that, but whatever. Then you had Corrupt, who, in my mind, has always been lyrically better than Dash. There's really no comparison. I mean,
everybody's lying.
Yeah, I was about to say. Dash will tell you that.
Yeah, exactly. But I guess the main thing I found to be where they could be somewhat comparable, because I was going through the Dog Pound catalog. And some have said, I think all of us are in total agreement with that one, the beginning stages of Outkast, Big Boy was the better lyricist, correct? Make sure we all on the same accord.
A lot of people said that. I didn't agree, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think it was. I think it wasn't no separation for me. Like, it was, they, that's why I look at them as the best group, because in their early stage, and I'm going to let Dula really take the flow on this, because he can articulate this way better than me, and he got his own opinion anyway. But, like, the way they played off of each other, that shit mattered. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, my first introduction to them was, like, seeing, you know what I'm saying, both of them. So it wasn't no, like, damn, I remember seeing this cat on this song, like, and this cat on this song, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was, same thing with, like, the Snoop shit, deep cover. I'm like, oh, that's Snoop and Dre. Like, that's what I knew Snoop as, like, associated with Dre. And it was the same way for me with them, you know what I'm saying? And shit, never mind the fact that I was fucking knee-high to a grasshopper. But I'm going to let Dula go ahead and chill on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I can say that I've been a big Outkast fan since their first album. And you know what I'm saying? I never wavered and didn't become a fan. There was times when I didn't get to that shit right away because I was like, I don't know. But.
Idlewild.
I knew that was coming.
What's up?
Idlewild.
Well, I don't even know. That's the album.
Life,
well, I guess
life is a musical, nigga. Life is a musical.
Yeah, let me stop derailing shit.
In '94, I remember arguing with my boy Q-Dog, Lope, and all these cats. Who's the best MC in Outkast? Because Q-Dog was a big Outkast fan like me. He's a real, hood dude. He's a street cat, but and he jumped off after started playing Electric, obviously. For a street dude wanting to have some street shit.
Yeah.
He said he couldn't follow Outkast no more, but I remember the argument with him on my boy's porch, Marcus porch, and I'm like, nah, Andre's better. And he was like, nah, Big Boy. And if I look back on it, the reason why most people agree with him, would say Big Boy was better is because Dre wasn't Dre yet. He didn't find himself.
Exactly.
I didn't even talk about as an MC, I'm talking about as a person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what he was doing was kind of what everybody was doing. He was doper than them, but I'm just saying, like, what really separated him from the next MC. And the difference is, Big Boy was being himself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that 3 Stacks was faking at it, but he hadn't quite discovered himself yet. So Big Boy gonna be better than 3 Stacks at doing what Big Boy does. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
so
once
3 Stacks at that particular time was playing Big Boy's game,
basically. I'm not saying it was fake.
And I'll say this.
He didn't find himself yet.
Yeah.
That's it. Go ahead.
And no, I'm just saying. I'll say this. Like, at the time, like you saying, it wasn't about, like, lyrics for me, but I thought Big Boy had the better rap voice then. Now, I ain't saying his voice is slouchy now, but, like, shit, I ain't saying Dre wasn't unapologetically Southern, but Big Boy was no doubt Southern. When you heard him speak, you knew who he was and where he was from.
Right.
Yeah. He's just on that player shit.
Go ahead. It's 2 points that I wanted to touch back around. I'm going to go with Joe's point first, where you said they played well off of each other. Me, myself, when you said that, first thing that came to my mind outside of Outkast is UGK.
Yeah.
All duos. All great duos.
And me, myself, I feel like, outside on the general hip hop list, as far as groups and all of that, UGK, in my estimation, has always been grossly underrated, just basically for what time period they came out in and obviously the region.
Yeah.
And to Dula's point, what you said about 3 Stacks early on, as far as finding himself as a person, I've heard people say in LA, that's how they attributed Corrupt as far as being an MC. Because he was West Coast, but obviously he from the East Coast. He's from Philly or whatever. So he kind of had the best of both worlds, but didn't really know how to, play merge them or play on one more dominant than the other when it was time. Like, I think the best representation earlier on was New York, because it had that swing of West Coast funk, but in the same sense, it still had that boom bap from New York.
It was New York battle rap all day. Yeah.
Was that
battle rap? Yeah, it was straight battle rap song, yeah.
Yeah.
New York.
So with that being said, that's why I feel like earlier on, to a very is damn near reach, but being around folks that really broke shit down as far as with the Dog Pound and being an Outkast fan that I am, it's kind of comparable to a certain extent. And I'm talking earlier works.
It's just hard for me to get with it. I understand. I see the comparison that you're making. I'm not saying you're crazy. I mean, I know one is a producer and a rapper, and one is that hasn't quite found himself. But it's just hard for me. I understand what you're saying. It's hard for me to go there. Maybe because of my love for Outkast. But I mean, I love the dog. I love Corrupt. I like the Dog Pound, but it's just hard for me to go out. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, I see the same thing. I see what you're saying, but I think some comparisons shouldn't be made. And it ain't because, like you're saying, this is Outkast and that's the Dog Pound. It's because that's Outkast and that's the Dog Pound. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like, damn, you should never compare these two people. It's like, no, we doing our own thing, they doing their own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't ever think to compare. And shit, you might truly be onto something. My brain just ain't processing that shit yet. But
yeah, that's true.
And I see both points though. Like you were saying about him finding himself. I don't know if it was Big U or Trey D or somebody. One of them was like, they straight up, they was like, yeah, Daz was a gangster of the group. Like, he was a gangster. Like, they ain't saying like Corrupt was no hoe or nothing, but like, he was one of them motherfuckers who was like, all right, the homies was like, nah, you don't do this. Like, you good at rapping. You need to stick to rapping.
Yeah,
you don't need to be going on no missions and shit. Like, so.
Yeah, I think it was Big U. I saw that.
Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. Like,
this is hard because, okay. You said it perfect the first time.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I think the comparison can go further with, like, when you was in that death row camp at that time, it had, you know what I'm saying, some lines of that motherfucker like the Dungeon family had, and they was just in there doing their thing and shit. Like, as much as I love the Dungeon family, like, there ain't too many, like, anything that can compare with early to mid-90s death row, you know what I'm saying? But
don't let it continue.
I said too many. I didn't say nobody, motherfucker.
At that time, man, all my favorite groups was from the South. In that era, it was crazy. Outkast, UGK, Ball and G. To me, like, when that fucking was none of them, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought the whole world was on them. I know I lived in a fuck at that time. I didn't know New York didn't fuck with them like that. They do now, and they'll say that they did, but come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to that. Not to that.
Awards.
I've got something to say. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes, like, you be having, like, know what I'm saying, like a demo, know what I'm saying? And you it's like, all right, Andre. my dog, man.
So why do you think?
I'm done.
So why do you think Outkast took off to a level that? Well, it's like 3 tiers. It's like, to me, they all on the same level as far as my level of respect for them. You know what I'm saying? But it's like Outkast is like upper room, first class, Hall of Fame type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
The upper room.
The upper room. And then UGK is on that street shit, and they have some commercial success like a motherfucker too, but not on the level of an Outkast. And then you got Ball and G, who's strictly like more underground. To me, I said like when I was a teenager, I thought the whole world was on Ball and G like we was. I know the South was looking back on it in the Midwest, but I didn't know that New York and really LA, they didn't fuck with it like that. Swamp House, I thought Swamp House was number one to everybody. You know what I'm saying? And rap a lot, but shit.
Well, let me answer your first question. Why I'm assuming why Outkast took off more than UGK, Ball, and G. Me myself, I think Ball and G fall in that same category as well to a certain extent. I think they were too ahead of, motherfuckers collaborating or acknowledging Southern artists, because it did I think it was 10, maybe almost 10 years after their first album where they got national success with their Big Pimpin' shit.
Oh, you
talking about UGK? Damn,
yeah,
I'm tripping, bro.
But I want to say UGK. So with them, I think like if who was out at their time, I'd just throw a random big artist out from New York, LL or somebody like that. Because where Jay was at that particular time, it was LL.
Nowhere to be found. Shit. Jay was nowhere to be found. Shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep that shit a buck.
So they didn't have no artists in their same era. Because, I mean, truth be told, just like we said about the Source Awards and all of that shit, motherfuckers from the East, damn sure from the East, look down on the South. And I remember that shit very distinctly, because at that particular time, I was in the South. So, I mean,
the Midwest and South is always like brothers, because the coast look at us like we just middle America, like are like we don't got shit going on.
Not talk with an accent and all this shit. Yeah. It's like y'all talk with an accent. Motherfuckers can easily say y'all sound proper than a bitch.
Yeah, it wasn't always like that with the West Coast though. It was just the East Coast. Keep it all the way 100.
Yeah,
like due to the Great Migration, shit. Like people went north, people went west. Like you can still hear it in their lingo. You can still hear it in the way people like when you hear these OG motherfuckers talk from LA. They sound like they just came from Mississippi, Louisiana, and Texas. You know what I'm saying? Some of these motherfuckers. But yeah, that's what we used to say too, Steph. Like to your point, some of the motherfuckers sound proper as shit. But a lot of the motherfuckers, that lingo, like Snoop, you know he grew up with some country ass motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like it's certain motherfuckers you just know. Like, oh yeah, that was happening with you. That was happening with you.
All of Northern California.
Vallejo is like they took Louisiana and put it in Vallejo. Like that is actually a huge thing. Well, pretty much not. I can't talk about it right now. I mean, I don't know what it is right now, but like, yeah, a lot of people from Louisiana specifically was out there. But go ahead.
But yeah, pretty much just put a bow on that particular question. Like, I think once again, like motherfuckers in hip hop wasn't merging like they were when Big Pimpin' came out, or with Jay, and which is one of, in my estimations, that's not really nothing that's talked about when it comes to Jay, is how he reached out to motherfuckers outside the East Coast. How he reached out to Too Short. How he reached out to UGK. You know what I'm saying? But as far as with Ball and G, I think you hit the nail right on the head. It's like out of all three groups, who probably is the most underground is definitely Ball and G. So I mean, you got Space 8 and shit. I know here, Space 8 Pimpin' will forever be a damn class.
Man, here too. I'm talking about that album.
You can't. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That album. You can't go an entire summer here without hearing some songs off that shit. Still to this day, 20-some-odd years later.
You can't come to Nap and say that motherfucking Illmatic is better than On Top of the World. I'm trying to tell you that I mean, on any other, the Chronic, I don't know, they love the Chronic and all that shit, but On Top of the World.
About Tupac here.
How you what?
How you what, boy?
How you what?
How you what?
Oh, man.
On Top of the World is a flawless album, though. Real shit. I mean, my one critique is that the one they had the video for. Do you remember that shit, Seth? Break them off, some shit that wasn't.
Oh, break them off, break them off. You hoes, break them off. That shit, yeah.
Not that. That's that lay it down shit you talking about. I'm talking about I think it's called Break them off. They had a. Let me see the track.
Nigga, when you first said break them off, the first thing I thought about was
Master P.
Yep.
Master P.
Yeah. I was about to start reciting Hustler, Ball, Gangster.
That's the shit.
But, yeah, that is shit as well.
Yes, break them off.
That's the name of it?
Red down.
Yeah.
Down, you hold red down. How the fuck I get that shit twisted?
That's all good. Nigga time shit.
Shit, exactly.
Yeah, the last song on there, Break them off. Yep. That's the one that they know. They should have just ended that shit with Space Station. It's almost like equivalent on how you could have switched the last couple songs. Or, yeah.
Like knowing what we know, I know what you're saying, but knowing what we know, it makes sense. Like how they said they left every song on their shit was like looking ahead to the next sound on their next album. Like that makes sense.
Yeah.
Chunky Five sound like it could have been on Think On You.
I saw David Banner say that one time, and I was like, well, okay, I understand. That makes sense. I'm not saying necessarily would have done it, but it's like nitpicking. You know what I'm saying? The shit's flawless. So it's like, what could have been done different if you would do anything different? And I would just leave it the same, but I understood what he's saying. So, but if you have to look for something that, what can we do different? Because this shit is like perfect. Come on, man. That's the perfect album for me.
I hear you.
I feel you.
I put it this way. I'm not saying it's better album than Illmatic. Those are two totally different types of albums. But to me, to be honest, I had to put it above it because it's more tracks and it's still flawless. You know what I'm saying? How many songs on Aquemini?
I think 13. Let me see. Oh, I ain't. I'm going to leave that off. I'm going to leave that, what I was about to say off. Oh, man.
So, Illmatic is 9 tracks, right? No, so 16 songs.
Equivalent on 16, yeah.
Just think about that. You hit on 3 fucking songs. Some more than others, but it's not like, all right, you can take that off type of shit. To me.
Yeah.
Is any song like that on there to you?
On Aquemini?
You talking about, I was like, which one?
on Aquemini.
Not right off the top of my head.
While you thinking, I'll tell you. I don't fuck with no Mamacita, man.
I know you were going to say that.
Dre did his thing.
That's what I say. Dre killed that. Dre killed that.
But, nah.
Dre killed that shit.
Like,
who the fuck was
this ain't to be on no petty ass shit. But like, that mahogany chick, like, come on, man. This is a Southern album, man. Like, let us have this one, man.
Queens and Legs.
Yeah.
But
Queens.
Now I fuck with that song because of what you just said. Dre did his thing. He killed. That's one of his best verses. He killed it. Well, he got a lot of great verses.
Yeah, speaking of what you was talking about, before we talked about music, shit, you're addressing that shit.
Yep. I didn't think about that. Exactly. We might have to do that one next time.
Yeah.
I don't want to seem like I'm attacking women and shit. But, damn, it's like men can't be men.
Oh. Yeah, no, look, let me stop you right there, man. Like, I fucking try to, you know what I'm saying, understand everybody's approach, even if I don't agree with it. But no idea should be above ridicule. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you thinking like that, then you lost. You already lost, so fuck that shit. No idea should be above ridicule.
I'm not trying to hear all that Me Too shit. I mean, it comes.
No, that's cool. But even if you is, it shouldn't be. And you see this shit, oh, you got a problem with me, you automatically a racist or a sexist or this or that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even try to hit an argument. Somebody disagreeing with you, you go straight to motherfucking ad hominem attacks. That's what I think I'm seeing a lot of nowadays. It's like, oh, shit, I don't like what you said. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? You got
take these allegations.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You got instead of attacking arguments, people start attacking the
feminist movement at its core it's a good thing, man. At its core, I'm talking about. But what it is and what it turns to and how people take the shit to the extreme, it's almost like
I get you. It's the radical people, you know what I'm saying? The radical feminists, you know what I'm saying?
I hate to sound like the fucking
do what you gotta do. We need some discontent.
Yeah. But I think we hit that shit episodes previous, and I think the feminist movement is nothing more than an illusion, than a facade to gain dominance. It's not about equality in my eyes. It's based off what I see on a daily basis.
Mm.
It's not about that. And once again, I just say it from my perspective and what I see and what I hear. It's a portrayal of being docile and all of these other things, but it's a clear attack of trying to gain dominance over a society, and now is possibly the greatest time ever to go forth with said attack. So, while when Dude was saying earlier about a man can't be a man, it's an attack on that. It's an attack on aggression. It's an attack with it's an attack on aggression with aggression, which blows my fucking mind. But that's I can't see it no other way, because you want to equal this, you want to equal that.
Oh, sure.
So on and so forth, but in all actuality, what you're saying is you want more than. That's all I have to hear. So it's kind of confusing to me when that's why I call it an illusion, because you want equal, but you act as you want more than that. You want to demasculate everything that comes with how this quote-unquote society was founded on. Like, last time I checked, shit is not done with just talking. It's done with aggression.
Yeah.
So
you're wrong, Steph. You're wrong, man. Ain't no such thing as aggression, man.
All these fucking feminists have to tear down a man to lift himself up. And why is everything sexist all of a sudden? Why would a woman
go ahead. I thought you were done.
want to do everything that a man does? And why would a man want to do everything that a woman does? Well, it's supposed to be different. I don't understand it. I'm not talking about something as simple as a desk job or run this type of company. Yeah, of course. I'm talking about there are certain things that men do, certain men behaviors, and I don't think we should be looked down upon for being men. You know what I'm saying? It's like at this pace, in 50 years, the whole world gonna be gay or something, bisexual. You know what I'm saying? And a man can't be a man. You know what I'm saying?
How you said it, not what you said.
No, that's cool, but it's real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's very real.
And why is it that every time I myself see somebody who's spearhead of this feminist movement, why are they always that's like men or gay, wanting to be men, you know, like butchers? Or, I mean, what is that about? Do you hate the fact that you really don't have a dick? Is that it? You want to be a man? You can't be a man, so you tear a man down. This is the next subject on the next chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta play the devil's advocate, but they rolling like.
Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna leave it at this, and we can roll into the next one. I'm an ally of feminists. You know what I'm saying? You got to do what you got to do for yourself. I'm an ally, but there are all types of feminists. But like you're saying, the ones that get the most attention are the ones that seem to be the ones who want to replace what men are doing. It's not like they aren't pro-women, they're anti-men. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I'll leave it at that.
And I hold on. I got something to add. Go ahead, dude. And I'll just say I second what he's saying. I'm an ally as well of the feminist movement to the core. You know what I'm saying? Or what it should be, or what it originally was, or you know, as far as women helping women empowering women. Yes, but not at the expense of men. I'm not with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, I ain't no motherfucking ally. Fuck you.
That's fine. That's fine.
I'm joking.
No, yeah,
like the feminist movement as a staff record label. No,
I can't be a black man and say that because I know as much as I'll lament shit like this, there are some people who just don't have men in their life. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of women do step up, and they wouldn't even identify themselves as feminists. You know what I'm saying? But
no, I'm all for it.
I know. I'm just putting that shit out there before people start coming at next like we care anyway.
Hey, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, as long as you anyway, I ain't gonna even say that shit. But to piggyback off what Duba said, I'm with it, just not at the expense of what manhood is. So if you want to get your shit off, so be it. God bless you. I hope you get what you want out of it. But you're not going to use me and what I do and how I am and how I operate and how I move as your scapegoat, as your stepping stone, as your fucking platform. I am a man.
Yeah.
I'm not a boy. I'm a man.
Shit, you can use me. I'm ready. Shit. Like, shit, you better come with all your ammo though. Shit. Like, I ain't gonna sit here and fucking. I'm gonna put down the foolishness with the quickness. But it's just like I'm saying, people, the first thing they quick to do, damn, this motherfucker arguing with me. He's a sexist. He's this, he's that. Like, no, I just got a problem with your argument. It's a fault in your argument.
Hey man, I once again to piggyback off what you say, when I get into arguments and all of this shit, the main thing I find myself always saying is, it's not the fact that I disagree with what you're saying. I just disagree with how you presented it to me. So, do with that what you will. You funky bitch. You. Now, about that. And we ain't got no email or nothing yet, so ain't no way to really voice your opinion other than the YouTube. And I don't read comments.
I love to read comments.
You want some mouth bleed.
That should be hilarious. Oh, man.
Well, yeah, that's what I got. You funky hoe, you. I'm going to stop on it. Like I'm serious for real.
Go ahead and put a bow on it.
Well, until then, you raggedy bitches. What was that?